Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Museum Makers Live, filmed at the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences in downtown Raleigh. My name is Matthew. Joined with me today is Audrey, and we run the Viz Lab, one of the two educational labs here at the museum inside of the Nature Research Center, a world-class museum filled with all sorts of different types of exhibits covering lots of different topics in science and research labs. This particular lab, which is blurred out behind me because it is an active lab that is open to the public, contains lots of different types of exhibits, digital exhibits that we've made here in the lab that cover lots of different topics in science, but it's also a maker space where we do lots of computer programming, electronics, and robotics, and an awful lot of 3D printing, and we teach all of that as well. So if anyone happens to be in Raleigh, you can visit this museum. All state museums in North Carolina are free, and our lab is open most of the time that the museum is open. So you can come in here for free as well. Check out everything we have going on and ask us any questions that you'd like. And that's actually the purpose of this stream. During this stream, we're going to be using Minecraft to talk about science and nature and technology, and this is your chance to ask us any questions that you might have about any of those topics or any other topic, quite frankly. We'll do our best to answer them. So we're going to, during these streams, what we do is, like I said, we use Minecraft to talk about those different topics, but we also end up building something as well. Now, what we're going to be doing today is working on a fictitious new addition to the museum, a underwater research base, research lab. The past 2 episodes, we were doing this, and we're going to probably finish that today. It's modeled after a real research base under the ocean called Aquarius, which is in a Key Largo area. Now we're going to make it pretty close to that, but also put our own spin on it. Now, if you'd like to see the museum, which I'm about to show you, you can go back to episode, we show it a little bit in every episode, but in episode 1, I think we have the most complete walkthrough, though we're going to have to update that soon as we have added quite a bit since then. So why don't we get into the game? I'll talk about the museum a little bit more, and then I'll join Audrey out in a shallow ocean at a coral reef site where we've started our building. Let's go. And here we are. There's me in my field attire because my character is going to be going out into the field. And I need to make some scuba attire. I'm on top of the Nature Research Center. Let me show you what that looks like in real life. So this is, if I may say so, a pretty good approximation of what this museum actually looks like. It's mostly metal and glass, so you can look through to see what everyone's doing on the inside. And the inside walls are made primarily of glass as well, so you can look right in to see the scientists working. Now, connected to that via Skybridge is the Nature Exploration Center. This is the building that needs the most work done on it yet, that we are currently working on. It is even larger. When we're done with these builds, we will put them online for anyone to download for their Minecraft game for free as a mod. Right now we're doing this in the Java version, using lots of different types of mods and shaders to add more wildlife and make it look a bit nicer. Yeah. That's what the inside looks like. I'm going to travel now to the coral reef where we're working on the build. It is, let's see, I gave myself a little marker. It's this way. Oh, I can actually see it from here. Great. Don't have to go very far. There, you can see it, and there is Audrey.
Hi.
Hey, Audrey.
So here's our sort of base camp. We've got our crafting table and all of that sort of stuff, and in these chests are the things that we need to build our or keep wanting to call it a submarine. It is not a submersible. It is just always underwater.
Yes.
Um,
It is our sea lab.
yes, the sea lab. But before we head under, we've got to switch to survival, because we are building this in survival. And Matt, remember that I've got some supplies for you in the top chest there. Especially the enchanted helmet and the enchanted boots.
Ooh. Okay. It looks like, did you add some magma block down there to help us
Yes,
get
I
up to the
did.
surface faster?
I made a little elevator sort of thing.
That's really smart.
So it'll be a little bit easier for us to go under and then pop back up again. As you can see, my excellent signage.
Where? I don't see your signs.
Come over here.
Oh, no, I see it. Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, there's a sea turtle. Would you at some point check the audio on the stream itself?
I'm listening to it right now.
Oh, good.
It's all right. It's a little quiet, but it's all right.
Okay. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Okay.
This is also, this base camp is where we will respawn if and when we die. Which hopefully with our new enchanted armor stuff, it will not be as often as it was the last stream, but we'll see.
So the real Aquarius Reef base is the only, surprising to me, is the only underwater research base in the world. And it is used so that scientists can spend extended times underwater, acclimated to the pressure underwater, because what limits the amount of time you spend underwater at a certain depth anyways is the acclimation process that your body has to go through. Well, if you're just if you're at a particular, experiencing particular pressure all the time, then you only need to acclimate the one time. And so you can go in and dive as long as you want, all day long if you want to. And so that way scientists can spend a lot more time every day doing the underwater research that they need to do. In this case, usually coral reef research, because that's where the Aquarius base is situated, at a coral reef. So let me grab some things here, then get into the water. Let's see here. I'm going to grab, don't need a sea pickle. Grab some more terracotta. Got the apples. I've got some glass. The helmet allows me to breathe, hold my breath longer.
Yep. It has a respiration 3 on it, and it also has aqua affinity, which means that we will have normal block breaking speeds with our tools instead of underwater block breaking speeds.
Cool.
And then the boots have depth strider, so you move faster underwater.
I look great. Okay, I'm going to see if I can just get away with the helmet.
Okay.
For now. Don't make it too easy. And here we go.
I'm wearing full armor because I know there's sharks out here.
Yes, we've added several mods. One of the main underwater mods is, I always forget the name.
Hybrid Aquatic.
Hybrid Aquatic, that's right. Oh, that view of the base looks really good. Okay.
So we've plopped this down in a what Minecraft calls a warm ocean environment, which is this coral reef, which is fairly similar to the real Aquarius location off of Key West, I think, right?
Key Largo.
Key Largo. Did you ever go scuba diving when you were in Florida?
Yes.
Where? Like
Um,
saltwater or oh, I meant snorkeling, not scuba diving. I have never
oh,
been scuba
okay.
diving, but have
Oh,
you also been scuba diving?
yes, both. I've done a lot of snorkeling, but
That's
also
very cool.
scuba diving. Yes, I have my scuba license, and the last place I did it was Crystal Springs, which, if anyone knows, Crystal Springs is famous for one particular, especially for one particular reason, and that is for the manatees that like to hang out there.
The first place I ever snorkeled was in Scuba Springs, and then I snorkeled off of Key West and in the Dry Tortugas. Um, but I have never scuba'd.
It's amazing. Um, what's really neat about it is one of the things that you learn how to do is you wear a special vest that you can use to control your buoyancy. And so one of the goals when you first get in the water is to inflate it or deflate it to the point where you're naturally you have like neutral buoyancy, so you don't rise and you don't sink.
Hmm,
So then swimming becomes very effortless and it just feels like you're flying.
that's cool.
So I have little icons. I'm still new to Minecraft. I have little icons that obviously represent my armor. And
No, that is not your armor. That
oh,
is your that is you ate a golden apple.
well, so I see the yellow hearts
Yes,
that I
so
assume
you see the little icons at the top? Those armor, the shield things, those are coming from the apple, not from
it
your
looks like
armor.
a little chest plate or
Yeah,
something.
that is
Oh,
that is coming from the apple. It's
oh,
an
okay.
additional armor coming from the apple.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you put a trapdoor over the light. Oh, that looks fancy. My goodness. No, you could.
I
That's
thought it
cool.
looked prettier than the
It's
and it's not dripping anymore, which is nice.
it definitely does. It is not definitely not in the real thing, but it certainly looks better. Yeah, we'll want to add a lot of lights. It is very dark in here, but that'll be a fun thing for
Yeah.
later to do.
Today we're going to be doing extending out the lab several blocks, and then we will be decorating the interior.
So one of the first mods I'm coming upon is the sea nettle, which will sting you in game and in real life. I believe in real life.
Sea nettles have the same stinging capability as or the same stinging like structures as corals do, which is cnidaria, those stinging structures, but coral are not nearly as powerful as something like a Portuguese man-o-war or a sea nettle. So their sting does not go through human skin. But that does not mean that you should touch coral. Don't touch coral. It's not good for the coral. And it's super delicate, too. A lot more delicate than you would think. You look at it and it's like, that's like underwater rocks. But they're actually very, very delicate structures that if you just bump into them, it will damage the coral.
Which is sad because some of them can be alive, or could be not the individuals, but the reef itself could have existed for hundreds of years. Because it just keeps it's a colony of creatures, and they just keep building new structures on top of itself. In fact, if you were to cut away at one, which you should only do to a dead one, you'd see it grows. It has like growth rings, like a tree, and that can be used to date the coral, and not just date it. That can also be used to analyze what the what the water was like at the time, what the environment was like at the time.
And corals do, just like trees, have a seasonality to them. So you've got... I trapped myself in here. Oh, but I have some sponges. I'm good. So corals, they like how trees release their pollen and do all of their reproductive jazz in the springtime. Corals do it in the summertime. In like midsummer, they sort of do all of their reproduction, letting out their gametes out into the ocean. And multiple species will all do it at the same time, just like angiosperms flowering plants, terrestrial plants do.
Oh, I need to get... Do you have roof tiles already?
I think so. I only have a few, but I'll...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go get some more.
I have 32. I think that might be enough.
Oh, maybe. I believe, have you heard this, that corals usually, when they do reproduce, releasing their, eggs and sperm into the water, I believe they time that with the moon?
Yes, they do. They follow a lunar cycle, which is very cool, and also is true of several other marine species. Like the other really famous one would be sea turtles, which follow lunar cycles. Okay, I need a little bit more, a few more of these things, the tiles.
The trapdoor
Trapdoors,
thing?
yes.
Okay.
Trapdoors.
I will go get some. I also believe... Oh, there's a lionfish. I also believe that there's a sea nematode that times itself with the moon. I think that's... And I believe there are some cultures that will then go and scoop them up. They know when they're going to do it, and they go and scoop them up and
There are... So...
just eat them.
Coral reefs are not only these beautiful and super interesting scientific resource, but they are also they are the most important source for most seafood on the planet. And if you're thinking about it from a biodiversity perspective, so coral reefs only cover 0.2% of the Earth's oceans, but they comprise 25% of marine biodiversity. So the majority of different kinds of species diversity in the oceans are in coral reefs.
The marine bristleworm is the worm I was trying to remember.
What were you thinking?
The marine bristleworm.
Ah, yeah. Bristleworms are super, super interesting.
Yeah.
There's several bristleworms, deep sea bristleworms, that live in those whale fall communities. If you want to learn more about whale falls, you can go to our deep sea episode, and we might do another whale fall episode because I have a lot more I can say about it. Is this long enough, Matt? Or are we gonna extend the...
I extended it 6 or 7 blocks,
Okay.
which I believe is what we thought it needed to be.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Back into here. Just a reminder, if anyone has any questions about anything that we're doing or talking about, or anything else related to science, nature, technology, this is the place and time to do it.
A reminder. So we're building this base in survival, which presents a couple of problems, namely drowning.
My number one enemy is the sea itself.
So we have respiration helmets, respiration 3, but that does not give us water breathing. It just makes it easier for us to not drown. Why did I grab this? Oh, now I remember. And then we also have aqua affinity so that we can. We are not the most expert of Minecraft builders, and we will misplace blocks all the time. So when we need to break a block, it is very helpful to have that aqua affinity.
Sure is.
Is that one that you just placed still leaking?
Let's see. Yes, they are leaking through the
Okay.
things.
I'm on the roof, and I was trying to see if it would go through the black stone or not. But we can just add the bamboo trapdoors back again.
Yes. Yeah, I added the steel one that I happen to have.
We're building it out of the yellow terracotta because the actual sea lab is a bright yellow. Or it started as a bright yellow, and now it is absolutely covered in coral. Oh.
Rats.
What attacked me? What's attacking me? Oh, a nettle. Okay. Here, I'm on top. I can do this easier if you want me to.
Just 2 more in a row.
Oh, never mind. I lied. I don't have sea lanterns.
Okay. That's fine. There we go. Thought that would look nicer. Okay, now I'm gonna double check the blueprints to make sure this is enough space. Sorry, I keep hitting escape and showing you all the menu. I'm doing that because I go back and forth between different windows. Where is it? There it is. Okay, all right, so. Oh, didn't mean to throw that. Okay, so you come in here. This is the wet porch. And then there will be a door here. Door here, and then this room has, let's see here, there's the bathroom there. And then next to the bathroom is the, quote, science area. I'm looking at the blueprint. Across from that is a counter, which is for probably more science stuff. And then there's another doorway. So let me finish off this doorway. Every third block I place in the wrong place. Let's break those.
Did you see the foot that I made?
No, I didn't.
It's on the front, sort of. What is that? Front.
Wait, what did I do?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. On the front right of the...
Okay, yes. I will look at that next.
You can see whether
Yeah,
whether we should replicate those or not. Oh, now my elevator doesn't work because there's a big ol' base in the way.
What's in the way?
The the lab. We built the lab over my little elevator.
Oh, did I? Oops.
Oh, well. I can build it somewhere else.
Okay. It should be near. Was it near the entrance to the lab?
Is what near the entrance to the lab?
Your elevator.
No, I
'Cause
wanted to
that would
ask
be-
you whether you wanted me to have have an elevator there instead
Oh,
of
cool.
ladders or not.
Oh, into the lab?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. Sure.
All right.
Okay, so again, go through that doorway, go through that doorway. And then there's a big area, and then this is the bedroom. So the bunks are 2 blocks wide. So it'd be like there. There, so let's see. So that maybe here. Oh, rats. All right, so there'll be at least about 4 bunks in here. Not much else. I'll have to get some beds later. And then this will give us plenty of space. Plenty of space. For counter, table, seating. We just need to get some more materials for these things. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into creative to do this part, because it's not like I'm going to get attacked by anything in here anyways. Okay. So let's see here. So there is a hole here. Yeah, I'll make that bigger later. And that's all counter. Let's see. Table. Smith table. Is there any kind of vanilla table that I can actually put things on?
No, not really.
Okay.
So scaffolding looks kind of like tables. But really just like a wooden block is your best bet for vanilla.
Okay. Well, it is everything is looks to be stainless steel, so I'm gonna pick something steel looking.
There's iron blocks, polished iron or whatever.
Iron. Oh, that'd be good in the ocean. Yeah, that looks good. I laugh because it would rust immediately. Yeah, that looks perfect.
Yeah, there's waxed copper. They should make a waxed iron as well.
Yeah.
And oxidized iron. That'd be cool looking.
Yes. Okay, so it's basically just windows. I'm gonna go off of a photograph now. Let's see here. Where is it? Hello. Okay.
All right, my other elevator had to be a lot farther away because of where the entrance is.
Okay. I'm just gathering some images right now. Okay. All right, back into it. Okay, now I have everything.
What kinds of things are they researching right now in the Aquarius, or what do they research in general in the Aquarius lab?
Well, two projects that I've read about. One is related to seagrass beds. So there's seagrass communities are extremely important to the ecologies of shallow ocean communities for various reasons. They're food sources. They can serve as nurseries, but they're also carbon sinks. Seagrass, I believe an acre, if an acre of seagrass can hold on to a lot of carbon, as much as a forest can, which seems hard to believe. But so if something, and that's important because most of the carbon dioxide that gets released into the air gets absorbed by the ocean. The ocean is an enormous carbon sink, and if it is simply left go into the water, if it is simply left to in the water column, what it does is it lowers the pH. It's one of the things that it does. And if the pH is low enough, that makes it more acidic, of course, and that is harmful to creatures that form shells, which is a lot of creatures, but not just the ones that you think about, not just clams and mussels, but much of the plankton, much of the microscopic creatures that live in the ocean form tiny little shells. They're usually kind of transparent and they're hard to see, but they do. And those are the ones that are going to suffer first due to water that is more acidic than historically has been, because that eats away at their shell, that eats away at the calcium carbonate that they use to build their shells with. You've probably seen this in real life, or have at least heard about it. There used to be in North America, and in the United States at least, a big problem with acid rain before there were regulations preventing such things. And one of the things that acid rain would do is it would eat away at the at tombstones, especially old tombstones that were made out of stones such as limestone, which contains a lot of calcium carbonate. Well, that if waters become more acidic, and when they become, and as they become more acidic, it eats away at the shells that creatures rely on to protect themselves. So anyways, back to, not only does seagrass serve to lock in carbon, remove it from the carbon dioxide, remove it from the water column, but also it serves as a food source for creatures like turtles, famously sea turtles. and so they can suffer as a result if they don't have enough of that. So that's one area of research. Another area of research, I'm going to go into the water. Another area of research is in also related to changing water conditions. This is all connected to climate change, or much of it is how corals respond. So scientists have been able to set up experiments near the Aquarius base where they are able to subject corals to different conditions, like elevated levels of more acidic water, elevated levels of carbon dioxide, and see how they respond over time. Recreate conditions that are occurring in some places and are feared that they will occur in other places. Oh, there's a dolphin. Nice. So again, if anyone has any questions about coral reefs or the oceans or the creatures within it or Minecraft or anything else really, feel free to add that to the chat and we'll take a look at it. Okay, I'm back into here. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. That looks good.
All right, I do also have these. I just pulled them out to show you. These are from the Clutter mod.
Uh-huh. Oh, and they work.
But I don't know what.
Since it's not an integral part of the build and just makes it look a little nicer, I think that's fine.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
There's also some bookshelves that we could add in. There's the vanilla bookshelves, and then there's also wall bookshelves with the Clutter mod. I'll show you.
We can try it. Is there nothing more steel looking?
I don't think so. There's copper stuff.
Yeah.
There is some, hold on. There's some wall candles that are like silver or iron.
So I've seen people use these levers to look like spigots.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's cute.
Of course, that one's in the glass, but you kind of like that window there. So
let's see what this looks like.
Counter space is kind of everywhere.
Yeah, no. Now we're just playing around with
yes. Yeah.
with what we have and making things look good.
That's right. Oh, but I will go back out in the ocean here soon. Oh, I can't make a bunk bed, huh? Seems like there's a way. Stack them? No. What if I do this?
What do the beds look like in the real thing? They're bunks,
I'm not
right?
sure. Yeah. Why isn't this working? There. Okay, now. Okay, good. Something like that.
I think they're blue in the real thing.
Oh, are you kidding me? You're probably right. You're probably right.
But also the floor is like wood paneling in the real thing, which I don't know how we can
That's
imitate
funny.
well.
Maybe a nice teak wood. Something like that. I'm gonna go on the outside. I want to see what you did with one of the support things.
Yeah, I just did one of them, but
Okay. Then I'll do some of the others. Go back into survival. Oh yeah, I like it.
awesome.
Okay. So let's go into survival. There are several creatures in this ocean that are aggressive, sharks and jellies. Oop. Okay, there we go. So let's see how you did this here. So you went out 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay. When we first started doing this, within just a few seconds of me entering the water, I was eaten by a shark. I don't see any right now, but they're highly aggressive in this game, which is not how they are in real life, not to people anyways. Let's see here. 2, 3. Oh, rats. Well, 1, 2, 3. That's okay. One, 2, 3, and then that. Go up. So the real reef base has these support structures going off to the side for them that anchor it down. And we'll do that as well. Oh, bless you.
Probably should have muted myself for that.
No, that was great. Leave it in. Let's see. Sea turtle. The sea turtle should be eating the jellies. Maybe it doesn't. Well, there aren't jellies in the vanilla version, are there?
No,
I don't
there are
think
not.
so.
Sadly.
Well, the sea turtle should eat them because that's what it would do in real life. Oh. Boy, that's awfully pretty. We're using the shader, something Unbound. Something Unbound. And it looks fantastic. Let's see, does it say it here? Complementary Unbound. So if you want your game to look like this too, your Java version at least, that is what you'd want to get. I get some air. Okay, back down. So 1, 2, and then the foot. Okay. We use mods, but we also make mods as well. We did in the first time we showed off several that we had made. Well, the very first one is in the lab in the museum. Printer and a dinosaur skeleton, a 3D printer and a dinosaur skeleton. But in the hydrothermal vent community episode, which was 2 episodes ago, we showed off several. Where we have made some tube worms, some crabs, some snails. Oh man, I'm just doing awful. But we'll do that again for, I think, some of the coral that we'd like to cover this base with. Because you can do it a little bit, but I don't think it looks very good.
There is coral, additional coral added by the Clutter, and I think also by the Naturalist mods.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's cup
Here for a
coral, and there's some poisonous corals. I guess technically they would be venomous corals because they're the same as like a manowar or something.
Ooh.
Whoops, whoops.
So if you haven't seen a Portuguese man of war, you should look it up. They're really, really cool.
Also
And-
called their name is Valela, and also
Oh, really?
called the by the sea or by the wind sailors, because they have a sail on top of their bodies that makes them look like a little sailboat. They're very, very pretty.
Yes,
color.
they are. Oh, no. Oh. That stinging nettle sure packs a punch. So, what name did you give? I haven't heard of before. Vela?
Valela is their scientific name.
Valela. Okay. I like that.
Me too. There's some really good scientific names out there.
Yes. So one of the interesting things about them, aside from the fact that they will hurt you real bad, is that it's not it looks very strange. But if you look at it, you'd say, oh, okay, that looks like some kind of weird jellyfish. But what's even stranger about it is that it's not a single organism. It is a colony of creatures that live together, each have different roles, each are assigned to different parts of its body. And all together they act like one big organism, which, I mean, if you really want to think about it, you could make a similar argument to all creatures. We are all made up of more than just ourselves. We have lots of different types of bacteria, for example, that live inside of us that we could not live without at all for almost any length of time if you were to remove it all.
Corals are an example of that, and that is in fact what's happening with coral bleaching.
Oh, shark. Oh, jeez.
Oh, did you get... I'm sorry.
Go away. No,
Coral
no.
bleaching only happens because corals, when they're stressed out, you got eaten by the great white. Unfortunately.
Oh, where am I? Oh.
So corals, when they are bleached, which is what happens when they start to die, it only happens because they get stressed out and they expel the algae and bacteria that live on the external surface of the creature, of the structure. And that happens when they get overheated, and it happens... Oh, what happened to you?
I spawned in a place I don't think I've ever been to before, and I don't know why. I'm on the side of a big mountain.
Okay.
I don't know why. Really don't. And yeah, I took a really bad fall.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So anyways, you were saying.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about... Oh, my gosh. I just saw a shark. I'm going to go back into the sea lab where it's safe. So coral bleaching, which you've probably heard of, is what happens when corals are extremely stressed and they start to turn pale white. But it's a process that happens over time. So it starts out, they just sort of pale a little bit over time, and then they turn that sort of ghostly white. And that's because they are kicking out, they're expelling all of their symbionts, all of their symbionts, the creatures that they have a symbiosis with. It's called a symbiont, or symbiont, I think is another way of saying it. But they kick them out, and then they are much more vulnerable because they don't have their buddies protecting them anymore from things like UV and things like predation, and all sorts of hazards for poor coral.
Parrotfish.
Do you wanna just teleport to me?
Yeah, I was just kind of curious as to I think I've been here before. I think I saw some lanterns, which I always put in places to remind me.
Check the map, see if it's on the map.
I don't think I have a map.
I'm pretty sure I gave you one. Or you
think
may
you-
have thrown it away. That's very possible.
I did not do it on purpose if I did. Just don't know why I ended up here. I thought the rule was you go back to the last place you spawned. Or last place you slept. So I'm confused about this.
I mean, it's possible. Did you destroy a bed?
I don't think so.
If you destroyed a bed that you would normally spawn in, then it
Monarch.
will reset your spawn point to the world spawn.
Huh. Let's do this. Safely go down the mountain. Okay, well, maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I'm going to swim down the waterfall to get down. Because I saw that you can fall from any height if you fall into water.
Yes.
Ooh. Just like in real life.
No.
No, it's totally true. Okay, no more water.
Jump off of cliffs. People. The museum might be liable.
Thank you, Aziza. Have a good
Thanks,
day.
Aziza. Have a good one.
Okay. Oh, a gecko. It's running away. All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to teleport to you. Can I do that in survival?
Can you what?
Can I teleport in survival?
Yes. Yeah. Because you have cheats on.
Okay. Okay, so I need to go to the bed. As fun as that was. Oh, I can't sleep. Okay, well, if I die again, I'll just have to do that again.
Well,
That's
you
fine.
can respawn. You'll set your spawn point even if you aren't sleeping.
Well, it doesn't let me even lay down.
Yeah, it doesn't like. So it'll tell you like you can't sleep, but it'll still. Did it say respawn point set?
No, if it did, I didn't. It might have, and I missed it. That's possible, I guess. I don't know. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to go back to building the lakes. Ah, so you're doing that. That looks good. Again, if anyone has any questions, please enter them into the chat. I'm going to make this look more realistic. Let's see. Oh, I've got to do some real mining, I guess. Okay, yeah.
So similarly to when we have a fever, and we make our bodies a lot hotter than they would prefer to be.
Ooh. Cool.
That does an okay job of killing bacteria in our system, bad bacteria in our system, but our own endosymbionts, the bacteria that are required for our digestion, are also damaged by that fever process, and our bodies are damaged by that fever process if it lasts for too long. 2 from the end.
But the reason why we have the fever is that it helps to, well, when the temperature is elevated, everything is moving more. So your metabolism increases, your things are able to flow through your blood easier, and so your body is able to more quickly attack whatever the problem is. And also, it's possible that whatever's causing the problem will be harmed by the increased temperature as well. So if I remember correctly, the fever is one of your body's ways of trying to end the problem.
Mm-hmm.
as
It-
quickly as possible. So it's then a little bit counterproductive when we take fever reducing medicine, that it actually, but it makes sense if your temperature gets to a level that's dangerously high, like a 103 or 104 or something like that. A little bit of a fever usually isn't bad for most people. Okay, I did the mining I needed to do.
So yeah, coral bleaching is a similar response in the corals to a fever in a human or in a mammal body,
Okay.
mammalian body.
That's cool. But is it, maybe you don't know this, but is it, the coral doesn't have control over whether the zooanthely leaves or not? The zooanthely just
No, they're
decides that
kicking them
on its
out.
own, right?
They're intentionally
they're kicking them out.
they're choosing to get them out. Or I mean choosing as much as a thing
Yeah.
without a brain can choose.
Yeah. Because what's the strategy?
Because
Is there a strategy?
it's stressed and it doesn't want to it takes resources to take care of those symbiotic creatures.
Okay.
So when it's stressed, it's like, okay, everybody get off me. I can't handle you anymore. I gotta take a break. Right?
Okay.
And if coral bleaching is a reversible process, as long as it is brief. But if it lasts too long, then the coral will die because it no longer has those protectors. And something like 95% of the nutritional needs of coral is supplied by those creatures that live on the external sort of shell.
Okay, that makes sense. Another picture here. Okay, sorry, back to it. Okay. And back in. Let's see here. Okay, so add. They're like some tanks. Add here. Just use. I only have one of those. Rats. Need to get more.
While I'm working on the feedback here, Matt, do you want to explain how ocean acidification works or how it happens?
Yes. So I talked about it a little bit. Let me think if there's something what I've left out. So carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is released these days primarily through burning things, whether it's wood or fossil fuels, because they contain a lot of carbon. When you burn that, the carbon's released in the atmosphere and combines with oxygen in the atmosphere, and that forms carbon dioxide. Oh, you drowned. Surprisingly.
Oh, I can't go in there.
And so then that carbon dioxide is absorbed by water very easily. That's what that's what the bubbles are in your can of soda, and that's why your can of soda is very acidic, because it lowers the pH of the water. In fact, you can do an experiment where you can take a can of cola and put a nail into it, just a typical non-galvanized nail, and over days or maybe a week, it'll start to rust and start to deteriorate. Um, so as it reduces, the more carbon dioxide that gets taken up by water, the lower the pH gets, and that, as I said, is not good for any shelled creatures, because it'll eat away at their shells and make them softer and more susceptible to disease. And corals are made of a lot of calcium carbonate as well, and so it'll eat away at the coral as well. We can use shells and coral, the calcium carbonate inside of those, to figure out what ocean environments were like back in the past. Let me just sit here for a minute.
So not only can you count the rings inside of coral like you can with a tree, but you can look at the environment like an ice core or something like that, where you can see how things used to be.
I'm gonna watch you building. Where are you?
Huh? Oh, I'm under I'm towards one of the front feet. No, front feet, back feet. Back
Are
feet.
you in the water?
I'm in the water, yeah.
Okay.
You can teleport to me.
Yeah. Okay. Just gonna watch you build.
I'm gonna try and I can't get rid of this clam and I don't want to kill it.
No.
Oh, I gotta go.
There we go.
There. I made silk touch pickaxes because I specifically felt bad about breaking the coral and making dead coral.
Silk touch
So
pickaxe?
silk touch is an enchantment in Minecraft that allows you to mine a block and get the exact block that you would expect to get. So the exact block that shows up on your screen. So like with stone, when you mine stone, you don't get stone, you get cobblestone.
Okay.
And when you mine coral without a silk touch tool, then you get dead coral.
Oh,
And if you mine glass without a silk touch tool, it just gets destroyed. So
interesting. Okay.
essentially the same. We talked a little bit about bioluminescence before as well. And corals have a light bioluminescence that is more visible and happens more after they have bleached. So when you go to ghost coral reefs, then you can see at nighttime the sort of spooky, pale, fluorescent glow that happens. That happens when those corals don't have the colorful skin on the outside. Corals do have their own pigmentation, but most of the super bright colors that you see come from the creatures that live inside of them or on top of them. Kind of like lichen.
Makes sense.
Not
And
as
for the-
inside of them as lichen is, but close.
And for a similar reason, because
Yeah.
lichen is also a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and an algae.
Yeah, lichen is a very, very, very cool organism.
Nice. There you are. It's cool.
So if you think about coral as a colony, which you should, because that's kind of that's what it technically is. You have to think about it not as like an ant colony or a bee colony, because it's a colony made out of clones. So all of the members of the coral colony have the exact same genetic code. Which makes them a lot more like an individual than a lot of other colonies are.
So,
So all the polyps and things are all the same
yes.
DNA.
So I was talking about how you can tell what the environment was like by examining the makeup of the coral. And if it's old coral, then so every layer that coral lays down each year is a snapshot in time as to what the ocean environment was like at that time. Because in order to build up that layer, the coral had to grab, it's a lot of calcium carbonate, the coral had to grab the calcium and the carbon and the oxygen from the water at that time. And there are different types of, for example, oxygen. Those are called isotopes. These are elements that have different weights, different numbers of their atomic makeup, different amounts of their atomic makeup. And so sometimes the ocean during, for example, a ice age is going to have less light, less O17, for example, which is a light version of oxygen. It'll have less because much of it is going to be locked up as ice at the poles. During warm periods, that is going to melt and flow back into the water and into the oceans. And so you'll get elevated amounts and maybe even equal amounts of O18 and O17, heavy and light oxygen. And so you can use those amounts of those ratios of isotopes to tell whether the water was particularly warm or particularly cold at that time that the coral created that layer. So it's a good proxy for what temperatures were like in the past, because the coral would just use whatever's available. This is starting to look really good, I think. Really
I'm
digging
gonna
this.
die of nettle poisoning.
Oh, are you?
Yep. Almost definitely. Oh. You can't. Oh, I forgot. You can't die of just poison.
Oh, no?
No.
Huh.
It either. So it'll only take you to half a heart.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So just poison won't kill you. You have to be killed when you're at half a heart.
Oh, I was in this mode so that I could add some more things to the outside.
Yeah, I wanted to add some coral, but I'm not in creative right now. Is there anything else I should do while I am in survival? Or anything else we should build?
I don't think so, using the blocks that we have in the chest. That's the limiting factor right now.
Okay.
So I'm adding some details using blocks that are not in the chest. see. Maybe it would look good to... Should I put a... This look good or this not look?
Where was the science area in the... Is it this little alcove here?
The science area is against the wall next to the bathroom.
Okay. I'm gonna add a an alchemy thingy there.
Ooh, good. Yes, just like real life.
There's a
That's
there is we're working off of a blueprint, and the blueprint has an area called the science area.
I don't know if anyone heard that, but that was a very strange
It
sound.
sounded like a whale.
Did. Well, I swear every once in a while I hear very strange sounds in this game. Sound like they're leaking through from one of the other dimensions or something. Doesn't look good at all. I don't like that. Starting to rain. Okay, that's good. Tanks over here. It's on the side. 3. Two, 3. That's good. Porthole there. We have about less than 10 minutes left of this stream. So again, if anyone has any questions, any comments, anything they want to talk about, please let us know in the chat. Afterwards, you can put something in the comment section.
We want to hear about whatever it is.
Let's go inside. Cool. Oh, this is looking nice. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, little lamp. Fancy.
I'm trying to figure out what else I should put in the science area.
Do you have one of those stands that hold flasks?
That's what I put up there, yeah.
Okay.
There was... There's some of these shelves from the Clutter mod that I can put some things on, I think. Boosh.
Oh, it's a TV with rabbit ears.
Yep.
That's great.
I thought it looked kind of like some of the instruments.
Sure. It's an oscilloscope, kids. Don't just ignore the rabbit ears. I'm gonna change this out to that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Oh, floating shelves. That's really fancy. That's the series from IKEA. Love that series. No, I shouldn't do that. What else? What else? Yeah, I'm gonna add more lighting. It's still a bit dim in here for a research lab. Yeah. Hmm. Do I want it strips or not? Stop it. Okay, so we will use this base to whenever we want to talk about ocean science in the future. And we're going to make other bases as well. The very next base that we're going to do is related to, will be related to, we did an episode on jungle science. Right there. And so we desperately need a rainforest research base. We're going to do that in a tree. We're going to do a big, like, Robinson Crusoe type treehouse. It'll be great. And we'll do an Arctic base. All sorts of things.
I think that would be fun.
No. Come on. There we go. This is just kind of a pretty chill episode of us just building. Oops. Oops. There we go. What is your favorite marine? Do you have a favorite marine creature, Audrey?
Yes.
What? Okay, that was quick. What is it?
Well, it's the little guy that's sitting on my shoulder, the giant marine isopod.
Oh, of course. I haven't looked at your character lately. Still there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen one in real life?
I
a live
haven't. I went to the Greensboro Science Center to go and see them, and they, one of them was euthanized 2 days before I got there, and the other one was sent to Nevada the day before I got there.
Jeez, that's awful.
Terrible.
What awful luck.
Can't believe they would do that.
Oh, look what you did with that shelf.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome.
So these little shelves, you can add things to them. And then
Wow.
the shells and that shark tooth and stuff, those came from mods. There's a couple of vanilla items in there too, though.
Ooh. That looks great. Yeah, the eye. It's a giant squid eye, of which we do have here at the museum, at the Prairie Ridge Eco Station. So what's supposed to be over here? Just counters, it says. Yeah. But it looks like there's probably a sink here. What's that called? A cauldron?
Attention enthusiasts. The time is now 5 o'clock, and the museum is now closing. We hope you have an enjoyable experience.
I don't know how to spell cauldron.
Thank you for spending the day with us, and we look forward to welcoming you again soon.
What am I? How do you spell cauldron? I'm getting this wrong. That's it. Oh wow, this is thrilling. Composter. Smoker. Oh, what is it really called? I'm
Is
looking
what-
up cauldron, but it's not CAU. CAU. Okay, there it is. Wow. It would have taken me a long time to guess that spelling. Okay, cool. That, and I'll put some water in it. And a lever.
Add a little.
Oh. All right. Yeah, that's better. Let's see what this looks like from the outside. Probably looks pretty good.
Oh, there's a toilet in the clutter one. I'll put it in the bathroom.
Oh, there is a toilet. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I've just used cauldrons in the past. What
I
is
was
that
thinking I
noise?
was gonna put a cauldron, but I found a. So that.
This reef base is really shaping up. I think the rest of... What is that? Oh, it's a group of fish. The rest of what we have to do with this base are probably details that we'll add off stream. Because I don't think it's too exciting watching us decide between tile colors and things like that. The little nuances. But I think maybe once it's completely done, then we'll show it off at least.
All right, I added a toilet to the head.
Okay. This out. This looks bad.
I keep forgetting which way is out and going the wrong direction.
Yeah, me too. Looking good. Oh, do we have a table, like a kitchen table for eating at?
We have the little table, but we don't have a big table.
Let's see where that is. Oh, I see the little blue one.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
Now
that's
we
good.
can make that blue one, so if I just add another table next to it, it will extend out here.
Oh, okay.
So,
Let me
like,
try that.
Hold on. You just do that,
Oh, you're here.
it gets longer.
Yeah. I guess we don't need to. It's not like we can use it anyways. See.
Whoops.
Just looking at the plans here. Oh, and I see the bathroom you had. Oh, yeah. Oops.
Oh wait, I had an idea.
Oh no.
What have you done?
I blew a hole through it. Hey, it has a window now.
I don't know if we want a window in the bathroom.
Sure we do.
All right.
Let's see. What else? What else? Oh yeah, it does have a nice wooden slat floor, doesn't it? What I would very much like to add, which reminds me of like a space station, of which this isn't too dissimilar from. It has, the real thing has banks and banks of switches, really awesome toggle switches. So I think that's something we'd have to make in Blockbench, but could do it pretty easily. That would look really cool to put on the walls. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to need to wrap this stream up because it's actually past 5. And I didn't even notice.
Oops.
Okay. So I'll just do that from in here. Ooh. Okay, everyone. We hope, you can just keep building if you want. We hope that you all have enjoyed this stream. If you have any additional questions, please add them to the comment section. We will keep an eye on it. But until then, we hope that you have a great day and we will see you again next time. Thank you very much for joining. This is Museum Makers Live. Hit like, subscribe, the bell, the button, the box, circle. I don't know. Everything that you hit, just press everything. Okay? Thank you all again. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Find the button, and there we go, and there we go.